Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So while I work on the 100 subscriber specials, I decided to whip something up really quick while I work on those. So here's Halo 3 ODST only plasma weapons. What is considered a plasma weapon, you might be asking? Well, I decided for this run I would only consider weapons that specifically had the word plasma in the name. So what am I allowed to use then? There's only 4 weapons, and yes, I mean 4, that being the plasma rifle, pistol, grenade, and turret. I decided not to include any vehicles that shoot plasma bullets because I just decided not to and would make the challenge a bit more of a challenge. Alright, enough rambling, so what are the rules? Number 1, I can only use weapons that have the word plasma in the name. No melee, other grenades besides the plasma grenade, or vehicle weapons, and it's on normal difficulty. Now with the rules out of the way, let's get into it. So like any normal run of ODST, it always starts the same. You're in a drop pod and you start with an SMG and an M6C pistol on Mombasa streets. Once I got out of the pod, all I had to do was find a plasma weapon. I searched and searched and searched, but couldn't find a single plasma weapon anywhere. Well, shit. So we're off to a rough start. The only way I was going to get my hands on a plasma weapon is if I managed to get one of the Covenant to kill one of their own. So I baited out attack after attack, and I tried my best to stay alive. After 12 minutes of this back and forth process of baiting and healing, I finally got lucky and a brute killed one of these 3 grunts holding my desired weapon. As soon as I got my hands on the plasma pistol, the rest of the mission was pretty easy. I got sent to the moon by a brute, kill the rest of the Covenant, get Virgil to help me out with where I'm going, and find Dare's recon helmet. So mission 2 starts off pretty much the same as mission 1, but instead of an SMG I have an assault rifle. So I just run past this first section of enemies, head upstairs, and here I find a plasma rifle just lying around. So using the rifle I killed the grunt on a plasma turret, then proceeded onward. I got to this section here and killed the jackals and grunts blocking this door. Once it was open, I didn't bother killing all the enemies here and tried to book it to the end. The hunters were a bit annoying. I actually managed to kill one of them, but I did end up making it to Dare's drop pod. Back in Mombasa streets, I started with the weapons I ended the last mission with, so there was no worry there. For a lot of the Mombasa street missions, I mostly just run past everything and find the next clue to start the next mission, so I won't really be, touching up on those very much. I'll mention it, but that'll pretty much be it. Oh hey look, I'm Dutch now.
Look! The elevator! Incoming! Hey, blow some stuff up!
Yeah, this mission typically goes really quick just because you can drive straight through it. Mombasa streets? Again, a lot of walking, and what do you know, I'm on the next level, and I'm playing as Mickey. So this level has a lot of heavy weaponry, that being like wraiths, a bunch of other vehicles, shade turrets, what have you. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but it was not fun the slightest, nor was it easy. There's already a shortage of plasma weapons. The amount of wraiths that are in this mission was a bit much, so I decided just to skip past all of them. At first I did make it to the end, but unfortunately there's a mandatory firefight section here and I was severely unprepared, so after failed attempt after failed attempt, I decided to start this entire level over. I spent a little while trying to take out all the enemies in the beginning and the wraith, but that didn't go as planned, so after a bunch of fails I decided to load up my marine comrades with a rocket launcher and hopped in the Scorpion tank to simply drive past everything while my comrades take out everything for me. After some time I did end up making it back to the section I got stuck on before. I spent so long here. Trying to take out all the enemies while dodging the wraiths proved to be difficult, and trying to take out the wraiths while getting my health shredded by the gunner wasn't helpful either. You'll already be able to tell by the timer in the top right, but I did spend way too long trying to pull off this one strategy I had in mind. Step 1, kill the gunner on wraith number 1. Step 2, use a plasma rifle to chip away at the brute driving the wraith. Step 3, pick up a new plasma rifle that the brutes just dropped from the old wraith. Step 4, repeat the first 2 steps with wraith number 2 and meet up with Dutch. Now here's the thing, I just couldn't pull off step 4 correctly. On the final attempt where I did succeed, I found out that I only had to destroy one of the wraiths to progress on. Well, there goes an hour of my life that I'm not getting back. This final section wasn't nearly as hard as the last one, but it was just more annoying if anything, because the Covenant had no understanding of personal space. Also, I did realize that as long as I used plasma grenades, I could plant a grenade in the wraiths to take them out a lot easier. Well, too late now to fix that mistake. Anyway, I finished this final section slowly but surely, and I make it to the next level. Back on Mombasa streets again. All I'm gonna say. Find the clue, and now I'm on Oni Alpha Site. Speaking of Oni Alpha Site, it was incredibly easy compared to what the last mission was. I handed my Spartan laser over to Mickey, which helped out a lot because he was able to take out heavier enemies far easier than I would be able to. After fending off the Covenant in front of the building, we were ordered to fall back inside of the building. We continued to fight the Covenant on the inside, and it wasn't anything too difficult thankfully, just a bit slow. We take the elevator up and encounter drones for the first time. They go down with like 2 bullets at least, so that's good news for later. Once on the roof, I kill all the brutes and get on the Pelican to be escorted out. On the streets again, running past everything like usual, and found the sniper. The New Mombasa Police Department headquarters, that's a long name, wow, was also incredibly easy. I mostly skipped everything and only fought when necessary. In no time at all, I make it to the rest of my ODST squad and just patiently wait it out while also taking out any Covenant that makes it onto the platform. That means I can actually rely on my comrades to take out the Banshees for me. Back on Mombasa streets again, I find the Biofoam. Now we're on Kikowani Station. Kikowani Station was a walk in the park as well. I got my hands on a plasma pistol, picked up the plasma never mind. Once I killed all the Covenant in this area, I got in a Banshee and flew to the next objective marker. Rinse and repeat this a couple times and now I'm at the Scarab. I broke off a plasma turret, killed the Scarab and ran for dear life. I fly to the end of the tunnel but get stopped by an invisible barrier, so I park my Banshee and destroy one of the battery things from a distance, which starts a chain reaction and then the cutscene plays. The next Mombasa Streets mission literally took me only 58 seconds to beat. So once again, that's why I'm barely mentioning these. Data Hive was a fun one, long but fun. There was just encounter after encounter. I ended up relying mostly on the plasma pistol instead of the rifle because I didn't know how hard the end section was going to be where you had to guard the engineer. There was this section here that had a lot of brutes in it and it wasn't anything too difficult, but while trying to take out this brute chieftain with the plasma turret, I ran out of ammo in my plasma rifle, so I looked around for another one, but the chieftain had a stroke or something because I turned around and he was just dead. So I picked up his plasma turret and progressed on. Me and Dare make our way through the bugger hive, and we kill the brutes shooting at the door protecting the engineer, find said engineer, protect it, meet up with Buck and beat the level. So we're on Coastal Highway now, and that's the final level of the run. We started off strong with the same weapons from the last level, then I got my hands on a plasma turret, which made this section here a lot easier. Once this section was cleared out, we got to the highway and I just drove the Warthog while Buck did all the shooting and killing for me. I just had to be mindful that I didn't run anything over and accidentally get a splatter. The highway section was really easy. A Scarab ended up blasting the trash truck, so we had to fend off at the zoo. There was wave after wave of enemies, and once I saw that there was a phantom dropping off a pair of hunters, I decided to give Buck a rocket launcher. That was actually really helpful, but only for this little bit here because he proceeded to kill me again and again with it. After more trial and error and Buck's tendencies to team kill me whenever he had the chance, I finally killed all the Covenant and the run was over. So I asked the question, can you beat Halo 3 ODST with only plasma weapons? Yes you can. For this being the first video of 2023, I'm pretty happy with it, and again, sorry it's a short one. I just wanted to get something made super quick while I work on the much longer videos, or not much longer, but the ones that take me longer to make. As always, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.